Check. 11 o'clock Red Bull stop. The Andy C. New London, New England radio show. Just the 15 minutes further than the 15-minute trek from Fort Trumbull State Park, United States Navy Nuclear Submarine Parking Spots at dock, the submarine dock, the ship's dock. They're going to be doing I know it's not a Red Bull. It's a 12-ounce. It's a shooter, and it's not the Rockstar original gangster. No, it's the Rockstar Sugar Free, the White Knight of the Rockstar. So it's a brand new day, never been lived before. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this out to the bar. We'll crack open it. Hold on, I gotta get my smoke. Says we'll crack open a cold one, slug it, and I'll get back into my life story. Suppose into my sheets. Those eyes get confusing with me. So. And I look at it later. I says, "Oh no, not that again." He's stuck with Hazel. He stuck with Hazel for a whole 10 minutes all over again. As far as iris color, I missed the blue. I missed the purple. I missed the lamb's black, or something similar. So this is it. This is the Rose Garden, Gem Garden, and Bar, with Horatio Moson and Opelgruppen. It's like we were just here the other day. So in this show, we started under Mimas Tapestry, and we did we talked about SIL, we talked in the Navy. I didn't touch on my other granddad in the FBI. He was a Federal Bureau of Investigation agent for, 50 years or so. And there was the meds program. Those roses are spectaculars, and they're in that meds for 3,600 days. There was risperidone 12 milligrams or 8 milligrams. It was at 12 milligrams mostly, and then we dwindled down to 8 for the last couple of years. It has side effects. And then the next 400 or 500 now, I think, closer to 600 days, has been Vraylar, 6 milligrams mostly. So both those meds have side effects that include sudden death, irritable bowels, impotence, heart attack, strokes, seizures, loss of senses, and etc. So there's that. And then there's, I'm lucky they've agreed with me half-heartedly. Thanks, and I can, and for that, they're agreeing with me. I blame myself and my partly unnatural Grateful Dead diet of the legal, barely psychedelic, over-the-counter psychedelics, barely psychedelic OTC stuff. So, like, we got the tobacco, we got the something kind of like Red Bull, we got Champagna by Miller. So. And so I'll go ahead and cracking open a cold one. Brand new day, never been lived before. Blah 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 blah. There we go, son. Slug it. 3,500 Red Bulls, 65,000 single American spirits. Not an alcoholic, not an intentional alcoholic, not even a heavy drinker. But I prefer Heineken's, Jack Daniels. Yeah, and my second favorite boozes would be Heineken still. Yeah, Svedka. The Swedish vodka, Svedka. I don't know what it is about it. I prefer the Vos Icelandic glacier water to Svedka. I'd have Heineken's and then I'd douse it with water. The Vos drink so much, and you gotta fight back, the alcohol poisoning with a few gallons of water. You gotta get the melted glacier water from Norway, so the Norwegian glacier water. So calling Svedka, Swedish vodka is like, it's strange because it's fermented potato. I think is how they make the vodka. And potatoes are like a UK thing. They even grow they grow in southern Sweden. Like below the halfway mark. Everything above is like tundra, and then North Pole ice cap. So it's a type of thing, I think.
Potatoes in Sweden, really? Why don't they do it with fermented yams? Sweet potatoes in Sweden, yeah, I see. So there's another unintentional joke. Wasn't seriously deep in thought, but I've had those thoughts on time to time reoccurring. In the least, say potato water. I'm not a big vodka thing. Is there any Swedish whiskeys out there similar to Jack Daniels? I'd be drinking them. And as far as Swedish beer in the store, I saw one that was unpronounceable, and I was gonna go for it, and I went back to buy it with when I had the cash, and I wasn't there anymore. And I've searched since, and it's just not there. It's just not on the shelves at the Shorelines or at the Amazing Grapes, or formerly known as the A&P. He's not around, so it's Heineken. It's as close as I get to like some kind of Nordic beer. And as far as Nordic vodka, yeah, there's Finnish vodka, there's Finnish Long Trail, which is beer, but it's not Swedish. It's just not the same. It's not what I'm used to. So I stick with Heineken and Jack Daniels. It's just a pleasant. They complement each other. I think they go well together. And then Spirit, dark blue, baby blue, turquoise, black, even a full flavor spirit, starting from dark blue and then working your way towards black, which is the heaviest. Perot, he said. Well, when I switched my brand, I stopped counting. By by the carton, like $20, which is usually the price for 2 packs. You get 10 packs for the price of two, and there's a feather head on the front of them, and they're cheap. But if you can smoke them, if you're used to smoking, you just gotta puff a little different. Sometimes they burn like a cigarette. They don't really burn like cigars usually. You work a little bit to notice the smoke. To notice the taste. The filter's a little heavier than cigar, kind of like cardboard. With $2 instead of 14 or 12 and change, 13. They go between 11 and change and $14 at the bodega spirits around here. Or many bodegas, in the tri-town area. So I was spending $20 every day for close to a decade at one store specifically, and I'd get name brand sport soda. I'd get the Red Bull, not screwing around with no rock stars or monsters. I would get Red Bull, two, two of the little ones or one of the larger ones, and a pack of spirits, Native American spirits, and that would be all I could afford. And then every other day I could get a couple scratch off tickets or a box of patchouli, not champas, hand rolled in India, not champa patchouli ones. But that was it. That was all of the USD standard I was spending. Everything else was taken care of. I wasn't paying rent to my parents. I didn't have to buy groceries. I didn't have to pay the utilities. I didn't have a job, so I didn't have any other income. And then finally, we moved from 2008 up to 2014. Just for the last few years, for the last 3, 4 years. Besides this past year, I've been at my apartment. But since 2014, towards the end of 2014, I was collecting the SSI check, which started off as 690, and then moved up to 770. Everyone got raises as far as the federal income is concerned. So hemp turned legal in 2015. So most of my spending, it's state legal in 2015. Hemp, the cannabinol, high cannabinol, CBD cannabis, low THC cannabis. So I was getting it from Arizona or Colorado or Oregon and places like that, I was shipping it in from old London, old England by the kilo and things, so 3 pounds at a time. So for scratch and making my own hashish, I was buying hashish, and I was buying quartz crystals by the plenty. When I first got it, before hemp was legal, I was getting crystals mostly. I would get the amnesias, Palo Santo, white sage, crystals, hippy dippy stuff, and new clothes and stuff. Another longboard. I got some bolt action airsoft rifles with the scope on them. Shoot cans was one of my things. I like splitting logs too, and I like longboarding. I could comfortably go 45 for 50 on a longboard comfortably. With the strength and the dexterity I have as far as longboard, 65, I probably would wobble over 70. I don't think I'd be able to do an over 70 these days. But I've been skating the longboard since about 2005. So, and I started off with Sector 9, and now eventually I got a Land Yachts 3, and it does me right, yeah. The board's great to go 100 miles an hour, but over 65, I don't really feel comfortable unless I'd have a helmet and gloves and was, whole body leather bodysuit probably was prepared to go over close to 100. We don't really have roads around there for like that around here, but you can zip to 40 in nobody's business. No time at all, seconds flat on a longboard. In many of the hills within walking distance around here, you can go zip right up to 40. Can't really hold the 45, but you zip up to 45 and then you drift back down to about a 30, and you stand on it for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It's nice. It's a good cruise to use. As far as what I've done in my life, like, because I went over family history. There was my great grandmother that was Swiss, lived with Aberhofen for 30 years. There was my grandfather that was drafted by the Navy during World War II and stayed in the Navy for 50 years. There was my granddad that chose a career in the Federal Bureau of Investigations and stayed with that for 50 years. And then there was nameless blood-tied family member, sugary, close family, so that was in the Grateful Dead from 87 and 95. On the pick side bands, there was the Bombs in 2001. He wanted the whole thing to start back up again and be like closer to a front man. I said no. There was a lots of political, monetary, fiscal, this and that, and banters and arguments and discussions where there really shouldn't have been. And so he checked out and he joined the Department of Defense around 2005, 6, and finally in 2007 he was all the way out of the Grateful Dead. Just another fan of the crowd, that had been there, and been a band member that, once upon a time from 87 and 95, which were the largest shows that the Grateful Dead have ever held in the late 80s. I guess he was a hand there for them. It was, dotted I's and crossed T's enough to wear the badge, sort of things that you're not going to sell someone out for a pocket change, jump the watchman or anything like that. So a reputable dude, true to his word. I mean, honester than my uncle. So that wouldn't leave him dead ass on the side of the road. So now his career, changed to the Department of Defense for cybersecurity or something similar from 2007. It's been about 11 years, 12 years of that. But he's choosing to retire in that career field, I guess. So he'll be what, 65, 60. Maybe he'll get early retirement in about 10 years, and so he hopes to move down to the Caribbean. I hope to be rich and famous like I was in the 90s. But what did I do myself? I did lived with the Grateful Dead until 95. They disbanded, settled down in their house, and was nurtured by Buddy from New Riders, the Purple Sage, Melvin from Jerry Garcia Band, up until about 2001, where I go ahead and dip underwater. When I come back, I do civil service in the field of emergency services. EMS, police, fire, medic, junior Coast Guard, junior Navy until I'm 18. I'm making trips to New York, and I'm doing the Tri-Town thing, and I'm in high school, and I attend Grateful Dead shows, and I do a little bit of a Disney roller coaster amusement park tour, to keep up with my youth. I was finding dead bodies, I was finding dying bodies, I was finding shootings and shell casings on the corner, one block from here and things like that. So wasn't really pulling cats out of the trees in the early 2000s. Not really what it just wasn't in the job description for me specifically in New York or in the Tri-Town area of London. So I wish, but that didn't happen. And then I got a bit of a head injury in 2008, and that's where I go to no work till I wash dishes briefly at Ocean Beach in 2012, and then I pick up my first next job at in the shopping plaza, which you saw on camera. I was talking about the fabric store unloading trucks, and I work at Mohegan Sun, and then I'm employed again. But that's it in like 10 years. Besides under the table building, remodeling, and landscaping. So it's kind of like construction and gardening, pretty much. So. Those meds dope me up as much as an Oxycontin. It'd be like if I was on, not that I know what methadone is exactly, but it'd be like if I was taking methadone pills or morphine at-home morphine pills every 24 hours for 4,100 days. I'm doing it at-home doper. You know, just lays me out. Can't do anything. Can't drive a car. Can't hardly walk a straight line. Can't hold a day job. No, can't hold a part-time job. No. If I was given something where I sit in a wheelchair and maybe do my best to hand out stickers or just have a roll of stickers next to me, and I kind of nap in a wheelchair for $10 an hour is what I could do, and then I'd ask for raise to somebody stuffy about it. They said, "Well, you don't really need nothing." And I says, "Yeah, well, I need the money." It's not a joke. So the best I'm doing here is the most that I've done is a well-known Facebook. I was friends with Keelan Garcia online for a year, trying to reconnect, from my childhood past years that she probably won't remember because of all the doses she's, privy to, and years that I pride myself in because that's one of the only years that I was rich and famous was the childhood. Everything stopped when I was like 11, and then just things haven't picked up again, except for being in front row, front and center at Phil Lesh birthday, since the opening of Capitol Theater, Garcia's Bar, and the East Coast home of the Grateful Dead in Port Chester, New York, just 20 minutes from New York City. From 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 6 years now of Capitol Theater and my Nux TV and the crowds with fam, I guess. But I do my best to go to the small shows like that. You saw me at Santana. I've also been to like small crowd shows where there's no more than 50 or 100 people there, and you're standing right in front of Buddy from New Riders or Melvin from JGB. It's Phil Lesh's birthday and Phil Lesh is there, or something similar. I wanted to do the Bob Side thing, the Wolf Bros trio or whatever it was, and I like doing the Dead and Co tours. I like doing, going to the stadiums. I went to Fenway Park, sold out Fenway Park. That was cool. But I'd rather get up close and personal with a band member that would remember me time and time and time and time again until eventually it clicked while I was there and they were able to pull me aside or backstage or, get off the stage and shake my hand in the smallest crowd. There's only